What is going on, Patriots fans? This is Jace back with another Mock Draft Monday here on the Patriots Drive podcast. Guys, today we had a little bit of a press conference from Jerod Mayo, and he said something pretty interesting. He's talking about the quarterback position in the NFL draft, and he says it's the priority right now, the top priority right now. But with that being said, you have to really be in love with the guy to take him at number 3 overall. So really, all the options are still open for us. Some people are saying, hey, they're going quarterback 3. Some other people are saying, is he hinting at the class or at who might be there at 3 is not going to be their favorite? Well, with today's mock draft, I'm going to be doing a little bit of one where they don't go quarterback to pick 3, but they don't trade down. So let me know down below what you guys think. Of course, of the players that I draft. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below, and then turn that notification bell on to stay up to date. Without further ado, let's get right into the mock draft. Thank you to our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. With Underdog, you have a chance to 20 times your money in a single night. You just have to choose higher or lower for whatever player stats you want, and you have a chance to win big. Pick anywhere from 2 to 5 players by downloading their app or going to UnderdogFantasy.com. And now with their pick'em insurance, you don't even have to hit on all your picks to win the money. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you use code PATCHDRIVE today for your first deposit matched up to $100. Okay, so like I mentioned, guys, I've done a ton of mock drafts where the Patriots have traded down to like pick 11 with the Vikings, maybe pick 6 with the Giants. I've done a lot of trade down scenarios because I do think that there's a possibility just because of how much draft capital, both right now and in the future, they could gain from doing that. Here, with the quotes by Jerod Mayo, I'm going to have the Patriots staying at number 3, taking someone that's not a quarterback, say they don't love the quarterback there. And in my mind, it's a no-brainer to take Marvin Harrison Jr. Guys, if they do not love the quarterback at pick 3 and they don't want to trade out, which if they don't love the quarterback at pick 3, I feel like that they're going to be able to get enough value from trading out that it's going to make it worth doing that and not taking someone at pick 3. Maybe you trade out and get pick 6, pick 11, something like that. They're going to get enough future draft picks. But if you don't, this is the best player in the class, regardless of position in my mind. Marvin Harrison Jr., 6'3", 209 pounds. The only downside to him, and this isn't even a downside, is he hasn't done any testing. Now, people are going to say, what's his character issue like? Guys, his dad was quiet in the NFL, didn't like to deal with the media. There's no character issues here. This guy is a blue chip prospect. He's probably going to be a Hall of Famer one day. Coming out, he has so much hype. He had the 4th most deep yards this year, other than Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, guys like that. 15 deep catches was tied for 3rd most. He also had 13 contested catches, which was top 15 in the country. Every single thing he does, whether it's versus man coverage, versus zone coverage, yards per route run, he's dominating. He had 1,200 yards this year, 14 touchdowns, and he's been great every year in college. He had 1,200 yards in 2022 and 14 touchdowns also. And then his freshman year in 2021, obviously he had dudes in front of him, Chris Olave and stuff like that. But his route running, how fluid he is for 6'3", it's cliche, but he is his dad, but bigger. And I know that those comparisons have been thrown there, but the yards after the catch, his footwork, he doesn't drop balls. There's a comp to him that's Devontae Adams. Now he's going to be taller than Devontae Adams, but that's kind of the comp to him. I agree with that. I think that he's a very, like I mentioned, blue chip prospect. Other than position, this guy should be the first pick in the NFL draft. Obviously they're going to take Caleb Williams and stuff, but this is the best receiver that has come out of the draft in years. It would be automatically the best receiver the Patriots have had on their roster, probably since Randy Moss. He's so complete. It's just, to me, it would be a no-brainer. And we need a receiver. The Patriots need one. So if they don't love someone at 3 and they can't get the draft value they want to, take a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. Give whoever's going to be at quarterback some hope and give him a receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr. because I really do believe that he will be a Hall of Famer one day. That is how good he is. So I'm all for Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm all for Drake May. I'm all for Jaden Daniels. Any of those 3 guys, I'm all for pick 3. I'm all for trading back and getting extra picks because I know how good it can be for the Patriots, but I'm in love with Marvin Harrison Jr. I think that it would be so exciting. And instead of the Patriots being rumored to trade for and sign every free agent or trade target known to mankind at the wide receiver position, let's just go get our own and let him be in the building for 5 years and then figure it out. So I'm going to have the Patriots trading up back into the first round. Right now, they don't love their quarterback at pick 3. Maybe they love a guy later on. So I have the Patriots trading pick 34 and a 5th up to 29. So they're only moving up 3 spots, not very much. And they're going to take quarterback Michael Penix Jr. Guys, Michael Penix Jr. to me is the best pocket passer in this class. Doesn't really have the strongest arm in my mind, but the way he throws the deep ball with touch, he can throw it in tight windows. Really good velocity. I don't think it's as strong as Caleb Williams, Drake May, guys like that, but it's better than Bo Nix in my opinion. I think it's a little bit better than some of the other guys at the bottom of the class too. So it's a good NFL arm. Like it's not weak by any means. Like I mentioned, the decision-making, pre-snap awareness, you saw him get a little flustered with pressure in the college football national championship, but you just look at his stats this year, like everything he did was, above average, and it was incredible. Like he was so good. He had a 7.3% big time throw percentage. That was 10th amongst quarterbacks, 74.5% completion, adjusted completion percentage, according to PFF, which is really good. Measured in at 6'2", big arms, has big hands too, which is really likely for a guy that's going to be able to grip the ball and not really have a problem with it. He had a 90.5 passing grade. That was 6th, 90.9 intermediate grade, 93.5 deep passing grade, and then a 92.2 when he wasn't under pressure. So, clean pocket. When he's there, he's able to make things happen. Now, a lot of people were like, oh, his medicals aren't going to pass. Well, his medicals passed. Like people have said at the combine that his medicals passed. He will be fine. I would have no problem taking a chance on Michael Penix because of the way he throws the ball. I think that it's so pretty coming out of his hand. It looks different. He's not going to have the upside Drake May, Jaden Daniels, guys like that are going to have if you take a quarterback at pick 3. But if you're giving up a second round pick this year and a 5th, and you're moving up 3 spots to secure Michael Penix Jr. and get that 5th-year option, I really do believe if you build the team up right, there's a possibility that Michael Penix Jr. can be a good enough quarterback and he throws the ball well enough. You give him receivers and give him time, then you have a dang good chance at making him into a really good top 15 NFL quarterback. So really like Michael Penix Jr. He's good right now, my quarterback 4. I still haven't bought into the JJ McCarthy hype. I get why it's there, but I still think Penix is my quarterback 4 as of right now. So moving on, I mentioned it. If you give Michael Penix deep threats or guys that he can throw to, I think that he can be really well. Now, I love what the Patriots have done on the inside. Like, I think Kendrick Bourne, Demario Douglas are great receivers, and that you're going to be able to do something with them. Now, Kendrick Bourne can play a little bit more outside than probably Pop Douglas can, but you're still going to need true bigger-bodied receivers. Marvin Harrison Jr. fills that role. I think Devontae Walker does too. I was really high on Devontae Walker before the Senior Bowl, maybe a second-round pick. Had a little bit of drop issues there, but man, is this guy fast. Can he fly? He ran a 4.36 40. He jumped 40 and a half inches on the vertical, and he had an 11'2" broad jump. He missed most of this first half of the season this year, and he is a transfer. That's why he missed, because he had some eligibility issues. Still finished with 400-plus deep yards. He had 10 deep catches this year, which was top 30. Average depth of target was 18 and a half yards, which was top 10 in college football. He's really good at doing a couple things. He doesn't have a full route tree, but if you tell him to run a deep crosser, a post, a go, he's going to fly and he's going to be able to go past you. Now, can he bring in those drop issues? That would be the question. 2022, he had 921 yards, 11 touchdowns at UNC, and then he had 699 yards in 2023. Again, he missed a couple games and 7 touchdowns. 17 yards per catch. Was one of Drake May's favorite targets. And, if he played the whole year with Drake May, maybe Drake May puts up a little bit better numbers. But when he was at Kent State, which was in 2022, my bad, I misspoke. When he was at Kent State in 2022, you saw like his dominance there at that level. You knew like, hey, this guy can either transfer and be a really good prospect and dominate at that level or make a name for himself, or he's going to stay at Kent State and he's going to elevate his draft stock. So he's been good wherever he's been. he just needs to have more of a, and this is my question, and I've said this before with like guys like Xavier Worthy. Are they very similar to Tyquan Thornton? Now, I think Devontae Walker is better right now. Like, I like Devontae Walker coming out more than I did Tyquan Thornton. So I would take a chance on him in the third. Surround Michael Penix with some receivers right there. Plus, you have Kendrick Bourne. You have Demario Douglas. You're able to get those guys in the slot and maybe on the outside a little. But now you're rebuilding this here. Devontae Parker is gone for the Patriots. Juju Smith-Schuster, who knows what's going to happen there. And obviously, Tyquan Thornton really hasn't panned out. So adding two big-time playmakers might be really good for a guy like Michael Penix. Moving on, we got to address the offensive line somehow. Now, the Patriots seem to be pretty comfortable with one, who they re-signed in Michael Winu, obviously, but then two, in the guy that they signed from Pittsburgh, Chuck Aquanu. People are saying that they're pretty high on him and that he might be the starting left tackle. So we'll see what happens there. I think Dominic Pooney out of the University of Kansas University, has a lot of potential. Okay, he played 848 snaps at left guard in 2022. All of his snaps this year, but two, which is so random. He had one at center and one at left guard. Came at left tackle though. 728 at left tackle. Measuring at 6'5", 313 pounds. He had 33 and 3/4 inch arms, so he meets that threshold. He ran a 4.40 short shuttle, 20-yard 5.10.5 shuttle. That is in the 99th percentile among offensive line. He jumped 30 inches. He ran a 3-cone of 7.47. I like to look at athletic offensive tackles, and I think Dominic Pooney showed that. He's a little bit undersized, but he's athletically well, and he will be well enough to play at the left tackle position. Now, if you're really fine with Chuck, who the Patriots signed, you don't even have to play Dominic Pooney for this year. You can just let him develop, get him into the NFL weight room, get him NFL strength, and develop him. So more of a project guy, but the improvement he showed from 2022 to 2023, one, when he moved out to left tackle, and then what he tested as, shows that he has the potential to be a starting left tackle. And if not, you can just bump him back into guard. Obviously, you wouldn't want to do that, but he had a top 10 pass blocking efficiency, which was 98.8. He had he's really good in outside zone snaps too. Like I mentioned, he's athletic. He had 140 outside zone snaps this year in Kansas. I think that Alex Van Pelt might want to go to something like that. So they might want a little bit more of an athletic left tackle that can reach some of those safeties and linebackers in the box. So I think Dominic Pooney in the fourth round, no matter who the Patriots take in the first three, would be a steal if he's there. Don't know if he will be because of his testing numbers, but I really do like him out of Kansas for the Patriots. So the Patriots are going to address defense. It's not going to be likely. Last year, they went defense the first three rounds, which I thought was crazy because I think you knew that there was a possibility that the Patriots needed to get some offensive production, and they straight up didn't. They ignored it. So I have them taking a little bit underrated edge rusher out of James Madison University. Now, JMU was really good. They started off undefeated. They ended up making a bowl game, which they said they weren't going to put them in a bowl game because they had just moved from FCS to FBS. But Jalen Green had 18 sacks this year, 34 QB hurries. He had an 84.7% overall grade according to PFF. He had a 20% pass rush win rate. He had a 91.1 true pass rush grade. So, that takes out RPOs, play action, stuff like that, just straight dropbacks according to PFF. He had a 91.1 pass rush grade. A little bit of a smaller school guy in the Sun Belt, but a dude that dominated. Really had a huge increase in production. He only had 4 sacks in 2022. Then he goes to 18, and then he has 34 QB pressures. It was honestly crazy what he did. Really good strength, really good hands. It's both in the run and the pass too. Like he has violent hands, getting off blocks, using them to win in the pass rush. I think they need to add a little bit more edge rushers. I thought it was very surprising that Uche and Jennings came back, but Uche's only on a 1-year deal. So maybe you sit Jalen Green there, keep developing Keon White, and then you let Jalen Green kind of be that number 2. Josh Uche leaves. Keon White's now a starter with Amfred Jennings, whoever else there, Matt Judon. You could find a little bit of a diamond in the rough with this guy. So really like Jalen Green. Think that he has some ability to him that could be a late round steal, and you could find something out of him, out of James Madison University. Probably not a name a lot of people have heard of, honestly. wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people are watching this video going, who the heck is that guy? But moving on, last pick here, 6th round, pick 193. This is from the Mac Jones trade. So let's go back to Mac Jones's school. Let's get the Patriots a running back, Jace McClellan, out of the University of Alabama. Roll Tide roll. Patient or really good, letting blocks develop, really patient when he's hitting the hole, good vision, good in pass protection. I said this last week about Jalen Wright, who I think will be drafted way earlier than Jace McClellan will. But you have a guy that's really good in pass pro. He's going to find his way onto the field in the NFL a lot earlier than guys that don't. If they can trust you in pass pro, stepping up, protecting the quarterback, then they're going to trust you. So really good at keeping his balance when he gets hit. Out of the University of Alabama, more of a pass catcher. He had 888 yards this year rushing, 8 touchdowns, and then he added 17 catches out of the backfield for the University of Alabama. And, he's been used a bunch of different ways. He's been at Alabama for a couple of years now. He was mostly the feature back there. And then he kind of came in as a 3rd down back earlier in his career. So has a little bit of experience doing that. So I think they need to bring in a running back at some point. Like I said, I don't know where they view Kevin Ware. Obviously, he just brought Antonio Gibson in, so maybe Jace McClellan is a little bit like him, and they will look more for like a 3-down workhorse running back to replace a guy like Ramondre Stevenson if he does leave in the offseason or if they don't want to pay him. But just throwing out all these running back options there because I do think it's something that the Patriots target often in the draft and something that they probably do need. So this is mock draft 14. Guys, appreciate all the support we've had on this channel so far with all the mock drafts. They've been killing it, and it's because of you guys. I love when you guys comment. Let me know down below your thoughts on, if the Patriots should trade out, if they should take Marvin Harrison Jr. and then try to get a quarterback like I did here. If they should just take Drake May, who I believe is going to be a hands down home run draft pick out of this class. He's got potential like Josh Allen. He's got potential like Justin Herbert. Or do they take a guy like Jaden Daniels? Let me know. And of course, I have more mock drafts coming up. They're going to be fun. They're going to be a little bit more in depth. And of course, we're going to be having live streams so that we can talk to you guys and have some of your opinions on as we're doing the mock draft. So appreciate all the support. Again, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts, turn that notification bell on to stay up to date when we do go live or upload a video. And then of course, use code PATSDRIVE at Underdog Fantasy, get your first deposit matched up to $100, win you some money this year, whether it's with football, you wait until the football season starts back up, or maybe you're a baseball or basketball fan, hockey too, get some money in there. So appreciate all the support. And until next time, talk to you later.